Welcome to Naradar Academy. In this video, we are going to discuss how to find the nth roots of a complex number. That is, we are going to solve equations of the form z power n equal to a, where a is a non-zero number. Okay. The solution of this equation are given by z equal to nth root of r cos theta by n plus 2k pi by n plus I sin theta by n plus 2k pi by n, where this r is the modulus of this value complex number and this theta is the amplitude or argument of the complex number. Okay, we'll see some examples for this. So before going to the problems, let me recollect some of the basic results in trigonometry. Okay, so for doing problems of this type, we primarily use the cos and sine functions. Okay, let us recollect the values of sine theta and cos theta for the standard values. Okay, see 0, 30, 45, 60, 90 degrees. So for these standard values only, we repeatedly use the values cos theta and sine theta. Okay, right? So for writing these values, a small trick is you write the numbers 0, 1 by 4, 1 by 2, 3 by 4, 1 in here and take square roots. The respective value will be the values for sine theta. That is sine 0 equal to 0 and sine 30 equal to root 1 by 4. What is root 1 by 4? 1 by 2. And sine 45 equal to root 1 by 2. That is 1 by root 2. And sine 60 equal to root 3 by 4. That is root 3 by 2. And sine 90 equal to root 1 equal to 1. And for cos, you have to write them in the reverse order. That is 1 here, root 3 by 2, 1 by root 2, 1 by 2, 0. Okay. Next, let's see some of the angle properties for cos and sine. See, this is the coordinate axis. This is first quadrant, second quadrant, third and fourth quadrant. Here all trigonometric functions are positive. Here only sine is positive. Here tan is positive. Here cos is positive. That is all silver teacups. This is how we remember this. All trigonometry functions are positive in the first quadrant. In the second quadrant only sine is positive. In the third quadrant only tan is positive. In the fourth quadrant only cos is positive. And regarding the angle, here you take 0, no? This is angle 0 along the, that is positive x-axis. Then here it is 90 degree, this is 180 degree and this is 270 degree and this is 360 degree. Okay, let us see what about cos of 90 plus or minus theta, sine of 90 plus or minus theta, and for 180 plus or minus theta, 270 plus or minus theta and 360 plus or minus theta. See here, see this is 90 degree means this one, no, and then this is 270. So when you take either 90 plus or minus or 270 plus or minus, cos will change to sine and sine will change to cos. Okay, both the functions interchange their values with respect to this axis. Okay, that is either if you have cos 90 plus or cos 90 minus or cos 270 plus or 270 minus, it will get reversed. Okay, both for cos and sine. With respect to this axis, horizontal axis, that is either 180 degree or 360 degree, they will retain the same value. That is cos become cos itself and sine will become sine itself. Whether it is 180 minus or 180 plus or whether it is 360 plus or 360 minus, it will remain as the same function. Okay, let's see. Now let's see cos 90 minus theta. What I told you, cos will be changed to 90 minus and 90 plus. Cos will become sine and sine will become cos. Here also for 90 plus also cos will become sine and sine will become cos. Regarding the sine, 90 minus theta. So 90 minus theta means what? This is 90 degree. 90 minus theta means it will become the first quadrant. In first quadrant everything is positive. So 90 minus theta is plus sine theta and sine 90 minus theta is cos theta. And cos 90 plus theta. So I already told you with respect to this axis, cos will become sine and sine will become cos. Okay, but plus theta, no, 90 plus theta means it will come in the second quadrant. Here we have taken cos function, no, so it will be minus, negative. Okay, don't look at the final value, you have to look at the initial value. Initially it is cos only, no, so it will be negative in the second quadrant. Similarly, sine of 90 plus theta, sine will become cos and in the second quadrant sine is positive, so it is plus cos theta only. And similarly for 270, I will do it for 270, then I will come back to 180. 270 also the same thing. Cos will become either it is 270 minus or 270 plus. Cos will become sine and sine will become cos. Okay, cos will become sine and sine will become cos. For 270 minus theta, this is 270, no. 270 minus means what? It will come in the third quadrant. In third quadrant, both sine and cos are negative only. Only tan is positive. Okay. So that means cos will become sine with minus sign and sine will become cos with minus sign. Here also 270 plus. 270 plus means what? Fourth quadrant. Fourth quadrant cos is positive. So cos 270 plus theta is equal to sine theta and sine 270 plus theta equal to what? Sine is negative here now, so it is minus, right? Okay. Next one. We'll see about this axis. This axis is what? 180 plus 180 minus and 360 plus 360 minus. Okay, so here with respect to this axis, cos remains cos and sine remains sine. So cos of 180 minus theta equal to cos theta. But what is this? 180 minus means where it will come? Here in the second quadrant. Second quadrant only sine is positive, no? So minus cos theta. And sine 180 minus will become sine only. So again second quadrant, no? So sine is positive. Right? In the same way, cos 180 will become cos, sine 180 will become sine. Regarding the sine, cos 180 plus means what? In the third quadrant. Third quadrant, both cos and sine are negative. So I will put minus sign here. Okay. And similarly for 360 minus. 360 minus means what? Fourth quadrant. So cos 360 minus means cos. Sine 360 minus means what? Sine. But only cos is positive, sine is negative. So here it is positive and here it is negative. So these are the basic things that you have studied in trigonometry. I need all these things essential for doing this problem. So that is why I have recollected all these values. Okay. Now let's see some of the problems. First I have taken cubic roots of unity. That is, find the roots of the equation z cube equal to 1, or simply find the cubic roots of unity. This is cubic root, no? Okay, right. So here what is given? Z cube equal to 1. That means what? Z equal to 1 power 1 by 3. So here n equal to 3. The first step, find out n. After that, you take this number. Write it as a complex number. This is 1, no? It is 1 plus I 0. See, 1. That is, first one is cos theta. Second one is sin theta. For cos, when will you get 1? And this, for the same theta value, you should get 0 for sin. Okay, that means what? 0. So cos 0 equal to 1 plus sin 0 equal to 0. This is our theta. This theta you can find out using our amplitude formula also. In that way also you can find. Okay, but simply here I have written, since it is 0 for sin 0, and here it is 1, no? So cos 0. This angle should be the same. Then only we can write. Okay, so theta equal to 0. Right? We have found out what is n and what is theta. Next, r is nothing but modulus of the given complex number. Modulus is what? Modulus of 1 plus I0 equal to square root of what? 1 square plus 0 square equal to 1. So whatever things we need, that I have found out. So this is the formula: nth root of r cos of theta by n plus 2k pi by n plus I sin theta by n plus 2k pi by n. So what I know what is r, n, theta. This k is nothing but, see, if n is equal to 3, k varies from 0, 1, 2. That is up to n minus 1 you have to write. So here it is 3, no? So you have to write up to 2. So for k equal to 0, it will give the first root. For k equal to 1, it will give the second root. For k equal to 2, it will give third root. Because this is a third degree polynomial, no? So it will have what? 3 roots. So now let's substitute all the values in this equation. So z equal to, r is 1, no? So I didn't write it here. Cos of 0 by 3 plus 2k pi by 3 plus I sin 0 by 3 plus 2k pi by 3. So this is 0, no? So simply what? Cos 2k pi by 3 plus I sin 2k pi by 3, where k is 0, 1 and 2. Now first let us substitute k equal to 0. So we will find what is the first root. For k equal to 0, it is simply cos 0 plus I sin 0. Cos 0 is 1, I sin 0 is 0. So simply 1. So 1 is the root of the given equation. Then for k equal to 1. K equal to 1, what happens? Z equal to cos 2 pi by 3 plus I sin 2 pi by 3. Now we have to rewrite this. 2 pi by 3 means what? We don't know the value. Okay, we know only the values for what? 0 and 30 degree, 45, 0, 30, 45, 60 and 90, no? So in that way we should try to write. Okay, here it is 2 pi by 3, no? That I can write it as pi minus pi by 3 plus I sin pi minus pi by 3. So the pi means what? 180. So with respect to 180, cos and sin will remain the same. So cos is cos and sin is sin. But pi minus means what? It will lie in the second quadrant. The second quadrant, cos is negative. So it will become minus cos pi by 3. Sin is positive, second quadrant. So plus sin pi by 3. What is cos pi by 3? Pi by 3 means what? Pi by 3 means what? 60 degree. So z equal to minus 1 by 2 plus I root 3 by 2. That's all. Okay. Next, put k equal to 2. So z equal to cos 4 pi by 3 plus I sin 4 pi by 3. Again the same thing. For 4 pi by 3 we don't know the value. So let me rewrite it in the form either pi plus or 2 pi plus, like that we can write. So here it can be written as pi plus pi by 3. Okay, cos pi plus pi by 3 plus I sin pi plus pi by 3. So it is 180 plus now, 180 plus 180 minus now, we get the same function. Cos na cos and sin will become sin only. But it is pi plus means it is in the third quadrant, no? So third quadrant both sin and cos are negative only. So minus cos pi by 3 minus I sin pi by 3. So minus 1 by 2 minus I root 3 by 2. So we find out all the three solutions. One is 1, another one is minus 1 by 2 plus I root 3 by 2. Another one is minus 1 by 2 minus I root 3 by 2. That's all. One more problem. Find the values of minus I power 1 by 3. So let z equal to minus I power 1 by 3. So what is n here? 3. Okay. Now we have to write minus I in the form of x plus iy. So it can be written as 0 plus what? Minus 1 into I. Now for cos we have to get 0 and for sin we have to get what? Minus 1. See, cos is 0 when it is 90 degree. But here it is minus 1, no? So 90 we cannot write. Sin is negative where? When it is 270. For 270 cos is also 0. Okay, so for what value of theta, cos will assume this real part and sin will assume this imaginary part. That is what we have to identify the angle. Okay, right? So first here cos 0 means what? 90 degree that I have assumed. But for sin 90 it will be only plus 1. Since it is minus 1, it has to be what? 270 degree. So for cos 270 is also what? 0. So cos 270, that is 3 pi by 2 plus I sin 3 pi by 2. This is how you have to identify the angle, right? So we have written it in the form what? Cos theta plus I sin theta, where theta equal to what? 3 pi by 2. Next one is modulus of the complex number. Modulus is equal to what? Square root of real part square plus imaginary part square. So is equal to what? 1. So we have identified n, theta and r. Let us substitute them in the formula. What is the formula? Nth root of r cos theta by n plus 2k pi by n plus I sin theta by n plus 2k pi by n. Here also since n equal to 3k varies from 0, 1 and 2. Okay. Now let's substitute the values. Since r is equal to 1, I didn't write it here. Z equal to cos theta is what? 3 pi by 2. Theta by n. So 3 pi by 2 by 3 plus 2k pi by 3 plus I sin 3 pi by 2 3. 3 pi by 2 by 3 plus 2k pi by 3. So this 3 get cancelled. So what I have? Cos pi by 2 plus 2k pi by 3 plus I sin pi by 2 plus 2k pi by 3. See, listen, here also it is like cos 90 plus something. Here sin 90 plus. So whenever you have 90 plus, cos will become sin and sin will become cos. 90 plus means what? In the second quadrant. So in the second quadrant, cos is negative. So I put minus sin 2k pi by 3. Sin will be positive in the second quadrant. So plus I cos 2k pi by 3. K equal to 0, 1, 2. So let us substitute k equal to 0. So it will become sin 0 plus cos 0. I cos 0. So simply what? I. So I is one of the roots. Then for k equal to 1. Minus sin 2 pi by 3 plus I cos 2 pi by 3. So again, we don't know the value of sin and cos at 2 pi by 3. So we write it as pi minus pi by 3. I cos pi minus pi by 3. So pi minus means what? 180 minus. So for 180 minus and 180 plus, sin will become sin, cos will become cos. But what about the sign? Pi minus means what? Second quadrant. So sin will retain the same sign. Cos will be opposite in sign. So minus sin pi by 3 minus I cos pi by 3. So minus root 3 by 2 minus I into 1 by 2. Okay, so z equal to minus root 3 by 2 minus I by 2 is one another root. Next for k equal to 2. So it will become z equal to minus sin 4 pi by 3 plus I cos 4 pi by 3. Again we don't know the value for 4 pi by 3. So we write it as pi plus pi by 3 minus sin pi plus pi by 3 plus I cos pi plus pi by 3. Again for pi plus it will become sin, cos will become cos. But in the third quadrant both sin and cos are negative. So here I put minus of minus, it will become plus. Here it will become minus. So sin pi by 3 root 3 by 2 minus I 1 by 2. So the roots are I minus root 3 by 2 minus I by 2 comma root 3 by 2 minus I by 2. Okay. Next one more problem we will see. Find the solution of 1 by root 2 plus I 1 by root 2 root power half. Okay. So here n equal to 2. Next one is, let us write this complex number with cos theta, I sin theta. See, here also plus 1 by root 2, here also plus 1 by root 2. That means what? 45 degree, pi by 4. So cos pi by 4 plus I sin pi by 4. So theta equal to pi by 4. Next let's find modulus of r equal to modulus of 1 by root 2 plus I 1 by root 2 equal to, what is modulus? Square root of real part square plus imaginary part square. So 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2 is what? 1. So modulus equal to 1. So n equal to 2, theta equal to pi by 4 and r equal to 1. Let's substitute in the formula. Nth root of r cos pi by n plus, cos theta by n plus 2k pi by n plus I sin theta by n plus 2k pi by n. K equal to what? 0, 1 only, because here n equal to 2, no? Only for the n equal to 0 and, k equal to 0 and 1. So cos of, here what is theta? Pi by 4. N is 2. So it will become pi by 8 plus 2k pi by 2 plus I sin pi by 8 plus 2k pi by 2. So 2 get cancelled. So simply what we have? Cos pi by 8 plus k pi plus I sin pi by 8 plus k pi. For k equal to 0, it will be simply cos pi by 8 plus I sin pi by 8. We don't, this is not standard value, no, and we cannot write in any other way. So simply I write it as e power I pi by 8. Okay, if you don't know the value of cos for the given angle, then you simply write it as it is. Okay, right. For k equal to 1, it is what? Cos of pi by 8 plus pi plus I sin pi by 8 plus pi. So this is like 180 plus theta. So for 180 plus and 180 minus, cos will become cos and sin will become sin. But it is in the third quadrant, no? So both cos and sin are negative. So minus cos pi by 8 minus I sin pi by 8. So here also I don't know the values, so I simply write minus e power I pi by 8. So what are the roots? E power I pi by 8 and minus e power I pi by 8. That's all. So this is how you have to find nth roots of a complex number. I hope you understand. If you have any doubts, kindly share your doubts in the comment section. I will try to clarify. Okay. Thank you.